Welcome to tonight's meeting of the Environment and Planning Committee. I declare the meeting open at 7 p.m. Acknowledgement of country. I'd like to acknowledge the Bidjigal people of the Eora Nation, who are the traditional custodians of all lands, waters and sky in the Georgia River area. I pay my respect to elders past and present and extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples who live, work and meet on these lands. There are no apologies tonight. And just a minute. Sorry for that. Okay, there's no request to join by audio visual link either. Notice of live streaming of committee meeting. Staff and public are reminded that this meeting is being recorded for minute taking purposes and is also being broadcast live to the public on Council's website in accordance with Section 5 of Council's Code of Meeting Practice. The recording will be made available on Council's website. Code of Meeting Practice, the order of business is as shown in the agenda, which has been made available. Staff and public are reminded that this meeting is open. Doors to the meeting room are to be left open unless the meeting moves into a closed confidential session, according to Section 14 of the Code of Meeting Practice. Only if the meeting moves into a closed confidential session will the public broadcasting of the meeting be suspended. Council's Code of Meeting Practice prohibits the electronic recording of meetings without the express permission of Council. Mobile phones must be turned to silent during the meeting. Disclosure of interest. Do any councils have any interest to declare? Thanks. There is no disclosure of interest. And there's no public forum tonight. There's no speakers registered. First item is ENV 02225, confirmation of minutes of the Environment and Planning Committee meeting held on 10th of June 2025. Could I call for a move and second, please? Councillor James, Councillor Lansbury, Councillor Ellison. Yeah. And could I ask all those in favour say aye? Aye. Anyone against? I declare that carried. Next item is ENV 02325, draft asbestos management policy. Could I call for a mover and seconder on that report, please? Councillor James, Councillor Lansbury. Thank you. And before we go to any discussion, I'd like to ask Mr. Spooner, Manager, Environmental Health and Regulatory Services, to give us an overview. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The report before you seeks council endorsement to place the current version or revised version of the asbestos management policy onto public exhibition for a period of 60 days. This is a modified version of the existing policy, which expired this year. In reviewing the policy, it was identified that there needs to be some significant reworking of that policy. This is based on a model council policy, model local government policy, which was developed into council's policy was first developed in 2018 based on a 2015 document. This is more of a reference document. It doesn't meet council's current policy template. It's not that succinct. As you can see, there's 80 odd pages. A lot of that material is probably better placed on council's website, so it can reach a broader community reference. Also, there's a lot of procedural issues in this document, so it's more than just a policy. Like I said, it's a reference document. We're proposing to do a two-stage review. The first stage is the current version, where we've updated it into council's policy template, updated the legislative references, assigned a new responsible officer, being myself, and as was originally written by a WHS unit. This policy is far-reaching than just an internal document. It obviously relates to public and the impacts of asbestos on the environment, so it was better suited to be placed in the Environmental Health and Regulatory Services section as the policy owner. We've also made some amendments, just moving things around and doing some general editing of the document. Like I said, we're hoping to do a broader review of this document once this version is adopted, to really revise it back to be consistent with council's template for policies and provide that information so it's easily accessible for members of the public on other forums. Are there any questions in relation to the draft policy?
The questions for the councillors? Okay, I'll put it to a vote then. If we could go around the room, please.
Madam Mayor?
For.
Mr Chair?
For.
Councillor Allison?
For.
Councillor Arthur?
For.
Councillor Jamieson?
For.
Councillor Lansbury?
For.
That's 6 votes for, unanimous.
Thank you. I declare that motion carried. The next item is ENV 02425, endorsement of Hurstville Golf Course Clubhouse planning proposal, the gateway determination. Could I get a mover and seconder in that report, please? Councillor Lansbury, Councillor Jamieson. And before we go to any discussion, our senior strategic planner, Mr. Luke Osti, will give us an overview. Thank you.
Just really briefly, so this is simply seeking endorsement to go to the Department of Planning for a gateway determination. Council has already seen this item in the sense that we came to council back in May requesting endorsement to prepare the planning proposal itself. We've gone and prepared the planning proposal. It's gone to the local planning panel. They haven't raised any issues and have supported it progressing, and so it now needs to come back to council before going to the department. Should council support it, it will go to the department and get a gateway determination. It's likely to receive a gateway determination and not be knocked back given the simplicity of the proposal, and then it would be on to public exhibition before coming back to council again. In terms of a little bit of context, just as context as a reminder, this is to enable the function centre use on the first floor of the clubhouse, which was built back in 2020. Currently, that's not a permitted use, so that would enable that to occur. The DA would still need to be lodged for the specific details of that use. We're just asking permission to have that function centre as an additional permitted use for the clubhouse building and its surrounds only. It's not like you could go build a 5,000 square metre function centre anywhere on the course. It's just to sort of keep it sensible, primarily for the department's sake. Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Rossi. Are there any questions or discussion from the councillors on that? No questions. In that case, I'll put it to a vote. And if we go in the room, please.
Madam Mayor?
For.
Mr Chair?
For.
Councillor Allison?
For.
Councillor Arthur? For. Councillor Jamieson?
For.
Councillor Lansbury?
For.
6 votes for, unanimous.
Thank you. I declare that motion carried. There being no other business on the agenda, I declare the meeting closed at 7:08 p.m.